And we are back. Browns franchise. In the last episode, we beat the Commanders 31-21 in a forced win because, well, EA rigged it and I wasn't having that. So, here we are now in our bye week. We're currently repping a very solid 9-3, which puts us at the free seed in the playoffs if you just want to look at the playoff picture. As you can see, we are repping the free seed. If it ended today, we would play the 6th seeded Ravens, but luckily it doesn't. Here's the remaining playoff, teams. Dallas and Buffalo repping the 1 seeds. But it's our bye week. This is going to be a very short video because it's week 13. So we can't do any trades. And we can't really do any contract extensions because, well, we don't really have the money to do that. Tony Fields and DTR. As you can see, if we quickly go over to player negotiations, we have negative 26 million cap room. We're not able to re-sign anyone. And it really does suck because Jedrick Wills, I feel like it's fine to walk. I feel like we have a great backup who can take his place. Same with Elijah Moore, who just hasn't really done a whole lot this year. Zarius Smith is old. He would be just a Band-Aid, if anything. Tony Fields, James Hudson, kind of just, we could definitely get better than, probably even through the draft. Jordan Atkins and Dustin Hopkins are old, although Dustin Hopkins has been amazing. I'm kind of sad that we might have to say bye to him. But then there's Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, who has been an absolute baller for this team, and we're unable to re-sign him. And ideally, we're looking to either trade away or cut Deshaun Watson at the end of the season. Mainly because in case something happens to Dorian Thompson-Robinson, we do want to be able to, be fine and not have to rely on Ian Book. But we would lose about 8 mil for cutting him. We would save 46 mil and lose 54 mil, so 8 mil. So, and that's honestly not very bad. And I personally don't want to roll with him for these years, so it just makes sense. Plus, we have a lot of expensive players, as you can see. 36, 26, 32, 23, 21, 27, 18, 19. Greg Newsome is 4 mil all the way up to nearly 17 mil. Jack Conklin, 13 to 19.5 million. Even Pokic, solid 4 mil, jumps up to nearly 8 mil. Doubles essentially. Juan Thornhill is not bad. 6 mil is decently expensive. Joel Bitonio, 18.6 mil come next year. 17.4 mil to 18.2 mil. This is where things get expensive, and we have just kind of got to find a way to get out of it. So that's kind of our situation. We might have to luckily come next year will be probably our final bad year of cap situation, but we're also going to lose, I'm pretty sure by that point, every single O-lineman who is starting for us right now. I mean, we go to adjust the lineup. Jedrick Wills, he's going to be gone by this offseason. Joe Bitonio next offseason. Ethan Pokic next offseason. Wyatt Teller next offseason. Jack Conklin next offseason. That's not great. And we're going to have to do a lot because Jerome Ford is also going to be a free agent after next offseason. DCR, no, he's actually got 2 years left. So I feel like our best opportunity is to go with the win now approach and then kind of trade away, I would say, at least 2 of these guys. And then we also need to look at potentially David Njoku with the big contract in order to, you know, have money. Because these guys are all at least, I want to say, 28 years old besides Jedrick Wills, but he's on this season, so he doesn't really count. So we have to kind of move on from him now. Because in reality, we could extend an extra year and just try and, keep the window open. But that doesn't seem very smart considering we would be able to just kind of potentially just not do well. And I feel like with this team, we're only going to keep getting worse and worse. So, and plus, it makes sense. These are aging players who, teams would be interested for 1 year to kind of go on a run or to try and maybe be that final piece they need for a Super Bowl. Meanwhile, we have the pieces. We just keep losing more and more to the point where I feel like come next year, it's not really going to be very possible because of how, slim we're going to be. We have 51 players. We don't have enough money to get to 53. Hopefully we don't sustain any. Actually, injuries wouldn't be the worst. Hopefully we only have 1 week injuries. Because we did have Myles Garrett get injured last week's training, which had him out for the game. And he is going to be missing this bye week as well, but luckily he will be back in time for the Eagles game, so that's nice. I have no idea how good or bad the Eagles are as well, as David Njoku did suffer an injury. Like I said, luckily it's, this game that he did. The Eagles are currently 6-5, so we're probably going to watch that game, I'd imagine. I talked about simming it, but I also thought the Eagles were like 2 wins. I mean, you look, there's a good chance all of these teams still have to make the playoffs. You look at the AFC, maybe not so much. You kind of drop off. You have the 1 win, and then you have the 3 wins, and then you go to the 5 wins and 6 wins. Heck, even the 7 wins. And then you go to the NFC, where you got Cowboys dominating, the Giants right there. Then you kind of got everyone else with 5 losses, and 6 losses, and 7 losses. And then you have the Seahawks, who are just looking to get a win, honestly. But I also, since we're kind of just doing this to do it, I do want to, and I don't know exactly where to look. I'm going to guess rosters. Okay, it is. So we have the Cardinals' first round pick. They currently sit at 11th, so thank you, Arizona. We also have Arizona's 4th, Seattle's 5th, so that's very nice to have. In Houston 6, we also have Arizona's first from next year because we gave him Nick Chubb. But we are missing a third, however, from next year. And then, obviously, I do want to quickly look at scouting. I mean, it's pretty obvious that we're going to be interested in getting O-linemen because of the amount of people we're going to be losing. So O-line is definitely a top priority. I would say probably a tight end as well, considering David Njoku is going to be gone. We could always use an... Ooh, Tyree Spears has been confirmed to have star development as well. That's nice to know. Wish it was a bit better, but it is what it is. Another wide receiver obviously doesn't hurt. And then the linebackers. We're going to be losing our both outside linebackers. It's really unfortunate with Smoke Monday that he's kind of holding down the fort at the starting safety position compared to Curtis Nobles, but he's legit been playing very solid for us. That it's kind of hard to elect to start Curtis Noble. I mean, you look at his stats. 66 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 2 interceptions. Not a bad year, especially for... I can't remember if he was undrafted or he was just like a 6th or 7th round pick. Meanwhile, with this, Curtis Nobles only has 7 tackles and 1 deflection. He's barely getting on the field. Granted, Curtis Nobles, I can't remember. I think he was a 5th round pick for us. He was like a 65 and had at least star. So that's amazing. But that's about it. There's nothing else to really go over. We can look at, you know, some players who might be joining us. Outside linebacker, we have Marquise Holiday. I'm looking in Quentin Mason and Kenny Franklin. I feel like we have a good chance, especially if we trade up, to get one of these 3 guys. But I also need to quickly look and see if any of them are even worth it. Good, solid, great, elite. He looks very solid. Definitely first round caliber. I don't know if I'd say top 5. This guy, in my opinion, looks a bit better. We also know a bit more about him, so. And then we got Kenny Franklin, who doesn't look as good. Definitely also still first round for sure. And then you also see the amount of left tackles there are. Tyrell Key, he's left tackle or right tackle though. You got Junior Melvin, Michael Hurts, Cam Clemens, and Carter Phelps, all kind of right after each other. And boy, does Junior Melvin look amazing. We might take him. Looking at his stats, Junior Melvin looks amazing. Good, great, elite, good, great. Not as good, but Michael Hurts still looks amazing as well. Solid, great, elite, good, marginal. definitely more inconsistent. And then Carter Phelps. Solid elite, elite, good, good, great. He also looks great. So, honestly, I'd say besides Cam Clemens, yeah, Clemens, they all look pretty good. But something else I am noticing as well is this is not a wide receiver draft class. I mean, if you look for a wide receiver, you gotta look. The first projected receiver is at 33 and 34, 36. Those are probably the top three that, depending on, who you look at. I mean, these are people who aren't even projected to be in the first round, essentially. Considering there are 32 people better than them. Obviously, I would imagine at least one, probably two, minimum, go in the first round, considering how, important the wide receiver position is. No matter how weak or strong a draft class is, receivers are always going to be a big priority. So it's kind of saying a lot that, here we are, 33, 34, and 36, that there's a chance we don't even have a first round receiver. And then there's also at 40, but looking at his stats, doesn't even look very good. And if I'm not mistaken as well, I didn't see a lot of corners. So another very big position for the first round. And it's not even there. I know I saw at least one, I think. Yeah, at 32, KJ Marshall. So once again, there's a chance that there are no cornerbacks that go in the first round. Luckily for us, cornerback and, well, I would argue receiver kind of is, but cornerback is definitely not an issue for us with Denzel Ward, Greg Newsome, Cameron Mitchell, Martin Emerson, and potentially Shawn Moss, I think his name is. But receiver as well, I mean, with Cedric Tillman, that's legit, and Tyree Spears. Maybe David Bell or Brian Hoskins. I'm kind of losing patience with David Bell, though. So lucky for us, two of the biggest positions in the whole entire draft, in terms of priority, we don't need. Another thing that's kind of unfortunate is the lack of quarterbacks. I think there's only one. Oh, no, there's three. Okay, never mind. There's three in the top five. I don't know what the situation's going to be. I don't know if we're going to roll with DTR. So far, he's looked pretty good, so he might just get, to start next season. Because, like I said, next season, I have no idea how we're going to do. If DTR starts playing bad now, we're going to go back to Deshaun Watson. Maybe Deshaun Watson holds on to his job enough to where we give him another season. I hate to say it, not rooting for that. And maybe just the smallest chance Ian Book gets the job. But don't hope for that. But that's pretty much it. Nothing else to really go over. I hope you guys enjoyed. I did. I will see you guys next time where we will watch the Eagles game. And a quick reminder as well, this is going to come out on Friday. I'm recording it on Thursday. On Monday. So, when we quickly break down the schedule, this is coming out on Friday, obviously. I just uploaded a Browns franchise today, so yesterday from when this comes out. And there should also be one on Saturday. But on Monday, hopefully I should say on Monday, there should be the final Mario Kart tier list to kind of end it. And I just quickly want to bring it up for this month of December only. Uh, from what it sounds like, I don't have many hours at work. No one does. And it sounds like it's only for December. It's going to pick back up come January. So, only for December. I'm going to try and do more videos while, one, I don't work much, and two, I don't have school. So let me know if there's any videos you're interested in. You know, if you guys want to see more Mario like tier list stuff. Personally, I'm a huge Mario fan, so you kind of ask me for anything. Uh, and yeah, maybe we go back to the old, and when I say old, I mean like I deleted the videos old, of just gameplay videos of me just playing games. Uh, the only one I could even think of doing, I don't really play many games anymore just on my own, and I am not bringing my friends onto this channel. That's just not going to happen. Is maybe like I've been playing a lot of Power Wash Simulator lately. Came out on PS Plus. So maybe that. Guys are interested in that, so let me know. That is going to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I did. I will see you guys next time, which will supposed to be tomorrow, Saturday, with another Browns franchise where we watch the Eagles game. But goodbye. Hope you enjoyed.